Why did a traditionally trained, board certified internal medicine physician like yourself go into holistic medicine? Well, that's a really interesting story, but the more interesting part of this story is really what motivates a person to change, and not just career wise, but their lifestyle. And that's where this story starts for me, because it was really in an effort to help my son that I started on the holistic journey. My youngest was on the autism spectrum. He was very severely affected. He used to roll on the floor and scream. He's an amazing artist now. He couldn't even take pen to paper at the time. And at 22 now, he's in college. But at that time, I was taking him from doctor to doctor, trying to get help, and really was getting nowhere. And then I was lucky enough to get invited by some moms that invited a physician who did the DAN protocol for autism, which was basically a diet-based protocol. And I'm not saying this is the cure for autism for everyone, but I know for my son, it was super helpful. But what was really significant out of that was that I was unable to change my lifestyle really significantly. At the time, I was really ill. I could barely get out of bed. I ached all the time. And I had a friend who's a naturopath who suggested going off gluten and dairy, but I was like, that's just the bridge too far for me. I don't have time for that. But because the DAN protocol actually took you off gluten and dairy, or took kids off gluten and dairy, I did it for my son. I was like, he shouldn't have to do this alone. I did it. And lo and behold, so many of my symptoms got so much better. It wasn't the cure-all for my weight. I had to learn a lot more to help that I've talked about in my other videos, but it did really significantly help so many of my symptoms. And I just thought, if this is good enough for me, it's good enough for my patients. I need to learn a little bit more about this holistic and lifestyle medicine and how it can really change people's lives. But what I want to talk to you about with this is that there's so many of you out there, moms and dads, who just don't have the time to change for yourself. You effectively don't put your own oxygen mask on first before you try to help someone else. And I can tell you that for me, changing my lifestyle made me so much of a better mom, so much more present for my son. And I just want to motivate some of you who are just living for your partner, your parent, your child, to put your own oxygen mask on first. Take those steps to make your own health better first. Invest in your health first. Put your own oxygen mask on first. Be motivated to change for you so that you can be better for them. This has been Dr. Emmy.